Today we are going to cover a subject that might be a little taboo. Sometimes we feel that we need to be better than others. We need to outperform them, we need to beat them, we need a nicer house, a nicer car, more money, better looks, or at an intellectual level to be more competent, knowledgeable, interesting, sharper, and the list goes on. This can show up at a professional level, so maybe you are feeling in competition with your colleagues, even though they might not be aware of it. Or maybe you are focusing on one or two people, either in your circle or online, that just trigger you because you feel inferior or behind compared to them. Now, this could be, explained on a basic level as simply being jealous or envious. Now, we all know that at a deeper level, the things that trigger these patterns, these emotions, are often that we had to overperform everybody else, for example, get better grades at school in order for our parents or caretakers to love us, praise us, validate us. So let's do some EFT on this complex topic. I'm going to try and touch as many bases as possible that could be triggering events or patterns that got formed earlier in life that now created this need to overachieve, overcompete with others. So even though I cannot have other people catch up with me, part of me refuses that. It feels like I must be ahead of them. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself and these feelings. Even though I feel that I must always learn more or improve myself more, I just have to be better than others. And this is quite exhausting. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. I feel so competitive. Even in situations where technically I shouldn't. It makes me very upset to see people going or being ahead of me. I get jealous. I get resentful. Maybe I even try to find things that are wrong with them, to bring them down to my level or below. Part of my brain just needs reassurance. Because otherwise, I feel terrible inside. It's not logic, but it's a deep sense of distress. That maybe I'm really good at ignoring, and I replace it with jealousy and resentment. Because it's easier to feel jealous than to feel distressed. This constant feeling of having to be better. I need to be better in my hobbies. I need to have read more books. I need to know more about the latest art exhibition. If they like to cook, I need to cook better. If they got a better paying job, I'd better increase my salary. And in the cases where I do outperform someone, the relief and satisfaction doesn't last. Because my mind finds a different object or person of focus who is better at something than me. And this is exhausting. On one hand, I want to be accepted and loved. On the other, I'm in this silent competition with everyone. And it doesn't feel safe to not be as good. And now I'm willing to go a few layers deeper. Because a lion wouldn't compare themselves to a cheetah. Maybe cheetahs run faster and lions are stronger. So why do I need to be in competition with everyone? Maybe growing up, I only got loved, validated, and praised when I had good grades, when I won at sports, or if I said something very smart. Maybe I've got trained to only be nurtured and seen when I was performing. Maybe my parents would compliment other kids for what they achieved. Maybe even worse. Maybe sisters, brothers, relatives got preferential treatment for no specific reason. Maybe these others were even less good than me at school or in activities. So when I was a kid, I could only draw one conclusion. Something must be wrong with me. I'm not good enough. And the way I solved that problem, the only way my young brain could problem solve was to think, if I'm better and outperforming and perfect, then I will finally get the love and attention. I will finally be seen. People will admire and respect me. People will see how well I'm doing and will be impressed. Part of me is craving those compliments and recognition. Part of me needs someone to see me for the great person I am. And maybe I feel that there are only that many opportunities, and only the best get the opportunities. That's how our system brainwashes us. You only get the best job if you come from an Ivy League university. You only get a scholarship if you are the best at your sport. So that created the belief that for me to succeed and manifest and have a nice life, I must beat all competitors. I must be better than others. I must shine brighter. If anyone gets ahead of me, that's one less opportunity for me. And this is exhausting. All of this is exhausting. The unfairness I had to endure during childhood still hurts and burns to this day. All of those times I should have got recognition, and it was just given to someone else who deserved it less. So part of me said, never again. Now it's my turn to deserve. And the only way to deserve is to be the best by far. I'm choosing to take a deep breath and let that go. As long as part of me sees the whole world as a competitor, I will keep attracting it. I'm trying to repair the injustice of my younger years by outperforming everyone. But then those who didn't deserve it still get attention and love. Even when I technically should get it. And that is even worse. What if I shifted the system? Thank you, system, for trying to protect me when I was younger. Thank you for coming up with jealousy and envy as protection. Thank you for making me an overachiever when there was no other option. But today I understand it's just too exhausting and not productive. It's not bringing me closer to what I want. It's just a carrot dangling in front of my face that I can never grab. What if I heal that part of me that was so hurt? And I start to see her, love her, and validate her or him. And all of these people I'm jealous and envious about, they also have an inner child that is doing their best. Maybe they are ahead of me because that's the only way they got love at home. And here I am with my inner child with the same wounds, trying to compete with people that are just as hurt. I don't want to do this anymore. The only person I need to be ahead of, if any, is that version of me 6 or 12 months ago. I need to set objectives of bringing more peace, love, and nurture to myself. And if I can do that better than 6 months ago or 1 month ago, that's the biggest win I can ask for. Because there will always be someone who's richer than me, who has a better physique, a whiter white picket fence, a shinier car, more knowledge about the Egyptian desert frog. I refuse to leak my energy to pointless battles. And I redirect and transmute that energy to seeing how amazing I already am. How far I've come despite the neglect or trauma I might have had. I can see how much I love that I want to grow and keep it healthy. I can admire my determination doing this EFT now to find more peace. There are so many things I love about myself, but I just forgot to remind myself. And I choose to do it now for a younger me who needed to hear those things. I am amazing and smart and gorgeous and successful. And I accept that information in mind, body, and heart. Okay, take a deep breath in and breathe out. I know there's a lot of stigma on jealousy. Obviously, we've covered quite a few bases in this tapping. I hope that some of them really hit the point because that's when we experience the biggest shifts. I learned a long time ago that jealousy is a deep sense of desperation or powerlessness when we think that someone has access to something that we will never have access to. So it's a deep feeling of despair, sometimes abandonment, or worthlessness. Why can that person have a great husband or partner and I can't? Maybe I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. This person has an amazing job and is making so much money and I'm jealous and envious because deep down, no matter how hard I try, I feel that nothing I do can ever allow me to manifest that amount of money. And that's a deep, deep pain that we often kind of exteriorize or express as jealousy because it's a bit less painful than going that deep. So if this really resonates, if you feel that you want to go a few layers deeper, or maybe you don't know quite what to target, where to start, one-on-one support is maybe what you need. So there's more information in the link in the description of this video, and I would be very happy to help you pinpoint either moments in this life, sometimes in another life, sometimes generationally, that led you to believe that some of the things you deeply want and crave are not available to you, because once we can change that script, that's when you see shifts in your reality really fast. Thank you so much for tapping. Send this video to someone you think could benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next one.